Hi everyone. Today I actually have a theme for this video and it's going to be about homesickness, which is something that I've kind of been dealing with recently. Um, just a little backstory. I'm an au pair in Holland right now. Um, I've been here for 9 months and homesickness is something that really hadn't come up until recently. Um, Out of the 9 months I've been away from home, I would say week 1 to 3, I really had a couple of bouts of homesickness, but then it kind of tempered out into nothing and has been that way until really just this last week or so. Oh, excuse my mosquito bites. I left the window in my room open and they took advantage. So, um, yes, that was the first time I experienced the homesickness. Is when I first came here. Obviously, it's the shock of being somewhere new and you miss your immediate creature comforts and things. But it went away relatively quickly, and I really didn't miss home that much for about 8 months. And then all of a sudden, this last week, it just hit me kind of out of the blue. I don't know if that's because it's getting closer to the time when I'm starting to think about going home, and so that's making me homesick. So I'm just thinking about it more. I'm not sure what brought it on, but now I have some tips on how to cope with it. Um, but how to cope with it and some ways that it manifests for me outside of just missing home. The first sign for me that a bout of homesickness is coming on is I dream about home a lot at night, and so I'll wake up and it'll be kind of like the first thing on my mind. And I also, the first thing I miss more than anything is food from home. Like, I'll be out and about and it'll be time for me to get lunch or time for me to go to the store, and I'll just miss not seeing those familiar products on the shelf. I'll miss not being able to buy a 2-liter Mountain Dew. I have to buy the bottles and it's more expensive, or miss not seeing my favorite chip flavor, or miss not having a Taco Bell down the street. Like, those things really start to set off the homesickness, and it kind of spirals from that point. After that, the first tangible thing I miss is my dog. It's usually like food or an object. I miss the easiness of my cell service from back home, things of that nature. And then I'll miss my dog first because she's my fur baby. And I'll miss cuddling her, and I'll think about what she's doing. I'll think about if she's having fun, if she misses me, she's even gonna remember me when I get home, because she was just over a year old when I left, and so I worry about is she even gonna remember me when I get home. And then I miss my mom, obviously. I miss having her there to talk to and rely on, and just knowing that she's there, just a phone call away if I need her. Then I miss my grandparents, and then it just spirals into just missing everything. Missing, being able to just get in a car and go and drive. Miss knowing where you're going all the time. Miss knowing who's living around you. Missing being able to just go out to dinner with a friend or go to a movie with a friend and not have it be some huge ordeal where you have to go on a train and everything, and to have more than just a few friends, or to have just friends that you have more connection with in a couple of months. I love the friends that I've made here, and I love the little niche that I've dug for myself, but there's nothing better than just like reminiscing about fun times that you've had in the past with your friends, and that's something I haven't gotten to do in about 9 months now, so that's definitely something that I miss. And for me, homesickness doesn't so much manifest in just thoughts. It does affect what I do on my daily basis. I know when I'm feeling particularly homesick, I'm more withdrawn, I'm less likely to go out and do things, I'm more likely to just kind of shell up in a cocoon and like deal with it internally, and it affects my attitude. Like, I'm not as happy or as chipper or anything when I have a bout of homesickness, because I'm just thinking about home, and so it's hard to be connected in the present when my mind's kind of rooted in the past, so to speak. So that's how my homesickness manifests. But how do I get out of it? How do I get out of it and over it and continue with my time here? And there are a couple of tips and things that I do that I've found really helpful. The first is, if you can, take a day. I usually try not to give myself more than a day, because otherwise it can start a spiral that could take, half a week to get out of. But take a day, take a morning, take an afternoon, take a day. And I watch my favorite movies. For me, that's Pride and Prejudice. If I can, I'll watch the 6-hour version with Jennifer Ehle and Colin Firth. But if not, I'll just pop in the one with Keira Knightley, the 2005 version. And that always brightens my mood. A cup of tea, watch my favorite movie. That instantly brings good memories of home, and it also calms me down, and it's something I enjoy, so that helps get me out of the funk. After that, take a nice, long, hot shower, and while I'm in the shower, just let myself think about home, let myself have a cry if I need to. I always find it easier to have a cry in the shower. I don't feel as vulnerable as if I do it just out and about, so I let myself just have a moment to be sad that I'm not home, and then get over it. It's not like that, but have my moment of sadness and then go through my shower routine, and that kind of helps me get in the mindset of, okay, the day is starting to get going now, even if it's 6 p.m. And that mindset still goes in, and that can go into forward momentum for the rest of the day. I also take the time to, message my friends, Skype with my mom, email my grandparents, do things that connect me to home. If I'm really feeling it, that's an okay thing to do. It can also make you miss home even more, so I would suggest starting the day with that, and then favorite movie, and then shower, and then after you get out of the shower, do something that you do every day, where you are. So, for me, I eat eggs for breakfast pretty much every day. So even if it's 6 or 7 for dinner that night, I'll have eggs for breakfast, and then I'll sit down and I'll do something that doesn't have to do with home, and just kind of reset for the next day. That the next day I'm going to enjoy where I'm at. Sometimes that means making a pro list of being where I am. I'm away from the drama at home that was bothering me. I'm in this beautiful country. I have so many opportunities to meet new people, go new places, do new things. I need to focus on that and not waste the time I have here missing home, because I have the rest of my life to be home if I want to be home. But I only have so much time here in this moment where I'm at. Home is always going to be there. Here is a now opportunity. So make sure to bring yourself back into that, recenter in, and hope for the best that in the morning things will be better. Also, a tip, if you've had a homesick day and you've taken the time to kind of get over it and nurse it a little bit, do not sleep in the next morning, because that is one of the biggest things that sends at least me back into homesickness, is if I sleep in and I feel like I've kind of wasted the day and I don't have an objective for the next day, then it's just, I just have to do it all over again. So for me, just have an objective for the next morning, have a specific time to get up at that time, get going, get out the door, and get enjoying the experience that you have in life. Because if you're homesick, that means you're not at home, and that means that there are opportunities in front of you to make memories that you couldn't make at home. So take advantage of that. So that's what's on my mind today. That was a blurb. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.